everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Gift and you're welcome to Gift and Couture. In today's tutorial, I want us to learn how I made this beautiful trendy top wrap top. I don't know the name, it's just trending right now. So if it's your first time of coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share, comment. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was to fold my fabric into two, just like what you are seeing on the screen, and measure your desired length. So for me, I use 26. So from there, where I marked the 26, I went down by 3 inches, just like what you're seeing on the screen. And from there, after marking the 3 inches, I went ahead to divide my shoulder into two. Now my shoulder is 15. I divided into two, that's 7.5. And then I went ahead to mark the width of my neck. Remember, this very first cloth that we are cutting is the back. All right, so I measure 2.5. So from there, so if you are on a bigger size, you can use 3 inches to 3.5. all right, so from there I went down to mark 2 inches and I connected it. So go ahead and connect yours, just like what you're seeing on the screen. So after you are done, go ahead and use your ruler to connect the lines slantly, just like what you're seeing on the screen. All right, so after, when you are done doing that, go ahead and mark your bust point, your half length, your hip length, and your desired length top. For me, I use 3 yards for this cloth, for this style. All right, and the 3 yards, the length that I use is 37. The 37 was too long for because of the style. All right, it was too long. In case you want to sew for a client or for yourself and you're on a bigger size, reduce the length. That's what I noticed. Just reduce the length to like 33. All right, so after that, I went down. It was time to connect the armhole, just because I wanted it to be a little fitted. I went down by 1.5 again. All right, so that's what I did. I went down by 1.5 because I wanted this toward the wrist. I wanted it to be a little slimmer compared to what you saw on the thumbnail. So from there I marked 6 inches. So the total of what I used to get this the slopey effect of the sleeve is 4.5, not 3 inches. All right, so from there I went ahead to connect it. So for the measurement, the bust measurement, my bust is 36 divided by 4, you get 6. So instead of using that 36, I added, after dividing my measurement, which is 9, I added extra 3 inches to it. That's 12 plus half inches for the sewing, and that's what I marked there. So the same measurement I have there, there's no, since it's not a fitted dress, there's no dart or anything, I'm going to go ahead to place the same measurement all the way even to my length. All right, so that's what I did. Go ahead and do the same thing. So after doing that, go ahead and connect it. So if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do well to subscribe. And to my old subscribers, thank you. So after that, I went ahead to cut it. I just wanted to know that this is the measurement is complete. So it was time to cut the back. Now I had to place it on the floor to cut because it wasn't easy, but don't worry, I've already done a video. I've already made a video of how I cut this very part with my pattern paper. So this is what I did. The first thing I did was to fold the fabric into two and then mark my desired length, like, you know, it's like a v-neck. All right, so I marked 8 inches there. So after marking the 8 inches, I just wanted to get the neck width how I want it to be, because I didn't want it to be showing my cleavage too much. So I went ahead to maintain the same 2.5 that I used, and I connected it just like what you're seeing on the screen. Just don't worry, I've already made a video of of it on my pattern paper. All right, so that's what exactly what I did, because the front is not let me just say it's easy. So that's exactly what I did. After that, I connected it. So the only difference, there was no any addition to the side. The all my focus was on the front, the center front. You know, it has this extended fabric, and don't forget this style is just like you are sewing overlapping top, but it's different. It's just the difference is just the twist. And don't worry, I'm still going to show you how to sew the twist and everything. So I needed to record this place so that you can see. In case you want to sew it, I didn't do everything on my fabric on the table. I had to put it on the floor and cut it just like what you're seeing on the screen. So just like what you're seeing on the screen, if you're going to extend the front, it doesn't have to be too long. Now this is what I did. I didn't cut it out. I just wanted you to see it. So now I've marked the length of this, and now the width of what I use is exactly 2.5, and I made a line like a V line to cut it. So after I was done, I went ahead to cut it, but don't worry, all right, I already made a pattern there. So now just like go ahead and fold your fabric into two, but for this paper I'm not going to fold it. Alright, let's assume you have folded your fabric into two, and the next measurement is to measure your length, like from the midpoint of your back where your spinal cord is to where you want the sleeve to stop, and then you mark your desired length. So after doing that, go ahead and divide your shoulder into two, just like I explained. Alright, and connect it. Now remember I used a total of 4.5 for my own. The first measurement was 3 inches. Later on I reduced it. Now the next thing, go ahead and mark the width of your neck. Let's say mine I used 2.5. So after marking it, go ahead and mark your bust point, your half length, and the length of your top. Remember for my own I used 3 yards. So if you want yours to be longer, you can buy like 5 yards rather. So from there I went ahead to divide my bust into 4, which is 9 plus 3, that's total of 12 inches. All right, so just like what I did, after marking the 12 inches I added seam allowance, that's the sewing allowance to it. So just look at this paper as if it's your measurement. All right, so from there just add your sewing allowance, the same measurement you have, take it down to your length and connect it. So after connecting it, measure how you want it. If you want it to be free, you can connect it. You can just use your discretion to connect it. All right, to make it a bit wider, but I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted it to be slim, and that's the reason I reduced it. Now if you don't want your sleeve to be that long, you can reduce it. All right, but this is what I did. After that I went ahead to cut it out, just like what you're seeing on the screen. Now it's time to cut the front. Remember what I did there is the back. It's the same thing, it's just the front, the extension of the fabric that makes it different, and the twist. All right, so first of all, let's just assume you folded your fabric, and what I'm going to mark is the line of your fabric. All right, now is the center. So from there just go ahead, and now you notice I marked back, and that's the front. Okay, so from there go ahead and measure the same inches, the same width of the neck, which is 2.5, just like what I said, and then connect it. So after connecting it, remove your paper and measure the length of how you want the V to be, where you want it to be, but note it shouldn't be too long. All right, it should not be too long. So for on my own, remember I use 8 inches. So from there go ahead and fold your fabric. From there extend your measurement, just like if now I know one thing I notice about this style is if you want the collar to be big, all right, you have to extend the material. So just like this one, I'm using 4 inches. So if you want it to be big, you can increase it to like 10 inches. All right, so that when you fold it into two, what you are going to have is you are going to have like five, total of five. That's going to be the width of your fabric. So that's one thing I noticed. And when you are extending this fabric, do not, I repeat, do not allow it to be too long. All right, so that the front will not be twisting, like will not be folding in the front. So from there, go ahead and cut it out just like what you're seeing on the screen. I hope I'm making sense. Please don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. All right, so that's the front. All right, so now remember, after cutting, you're going to get like two. All right, for the front. So I'll go ahead and replicate the front just like what you're seeing on the screen. So before then, let's go ahead and sew the back. So now it's time to join the shoulder. It's time to start sewing the cloth. So the first thing is to join your shoulder just like what you're seeing on the screen. Sew it 1/2 inch. Remember, if you don't want your sleeve to be that long, you can reduce it. So when you are done sewing, go ahead. I believe you are done. It should look like this. You can go ahead and iron it and also weave it. And when you are sewing, make sure you cut off your threads just like what you're seeing on the screen. So when you are done sewing, joining the shoulder, it's time to sew the front. It's a very simple style though, but it's just for you to be patient with it. All right, now next thing is to join the sides. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what I mean by that on the paper. All right, join the side, join the center, sew it 1/2 inch. That's as if you are joining your shoulder. Just sew it front, the negative side to the negative and back, and the positive to the positive side. Now just like what you're seeing, remember this is the front. I've already gone ahead to replicate the paper. Now this is the front. Indicate this is the front of your fabric. All right, so turn it to the other side just like you're sewing the wrong side and the right side. So sew it wrong side. After you are done sewing it, this is what I got. Now go ahead and open the sewing, iron it properly just like what you're seeing on the screen. Go ahead and open it, and that's what I did. So when you are done, it should look like this. I hope you are there. So when you are done doing that, go ahead and just turn it once. Did you notice what I did? Just turn it once. So when you are done turning it, go and place it on where you marked your shoulder. But don't worry, let's go ahead and do it on the paper. So now let's assume you've joined it. So before then, let's use our pins to hold it so that I'll be able to explain it better. Let's assume the pins is our sewing lines. It's just the stitches. So after doing that, go ahead and open the seam line and iron it just like what you're seeing on the screen. So when you are done ironing, just like that, fold your fabric into two, and then when you are done folding, just put your hand under and then flip it once. Just twist it once. You can see what I did. That's all. So when you are done twisting it, just take it to the back just like that. Take it to the back and start sewing from the center of the back where you actually notch. You sew it to this all the way down. Wherever it stops, sew it to the point that wherever it stops, that's where the twist will be, because you are going to sew it to a certain point that your machine will not be able to sew again. So that's where you should stop. So when you are done, flip to other side and start sewing. So I hope you are getting it. I hope it's making sense. So from there, when you are done, just like what I did, sew it to this side. use your pin to pin the center of the bag and sew it. You don't have to be in a haste, all right? It doesn't take time, but you just have to be patient with it. And then so you can even use your pin to sew it, pin it down, pin it all the way. And that's what I did. Pin it so that you'll be able to know what you are doing. Go ahead and use your pin to pin it. You might think it's wasting time, but it's not wasting time, just to get a better result, better than sewing another thing. So when you are done, it should look like this. So I've gone ahead, I just wanted it to have a little plate. I've gone ahead to cut extra material to do the gathers, and the length of what I use is actually 13 inches, total of 13 inches. Remember, I cut it into double. I used 13 inches, and then the length is what is 3.5. Yeah, that's what I use. So from there, I'll go ahead and sew it. So before I sew it, I'm going to open it because I don't want the sewing allowance to show. I'm going to open it and sew it like this, half inch. Just sew half inch. When you are done, it should look like this. Go ahead and iron it. After ironing it, go ahead and fold it. After folding it, go ahead and draw gathers on it. So when you are done drawing the gathers, you can go ahead and fix your sleeves. So when you are done doing that, go ahead and fix it on your sleeves. So when you are done drawing the gathers, you just have to be patient while drawing the gathers, and that's all. Fix your sleeve. That's just it. So if you've watched this video to this point, thank you for watching, and make sure you like. Don't forget to subscribe. More importantly, your subscription matters to me.